going on YouTube? Three Sons RC come back at you. I got, what's your name?
Jackson.
I got too many kids here. This is Jackson here. Got Jackson out at Augusta BMX. We're running some Arrma rigs. We got the Outcast. We got the Outcast 6S. We got the EXB Mojave. And we got the Talion M2C maiden voyage. That thing's gonna go, baby. Yeah, so we're gonna have some fun out here. Hey, if you're not subscribed, what's the matter with you? Or just subscribe. I'm just saying, it's free. You can always unsub if you don't like our stuff. Whatever. Loser. No, just kidding. Hey, we appreciate you guys. We just passed 1,700 subs almost. Hey, what's going on here? Y'all watching our stuff. We really appreciate that. Hey, we just do this for the fun, and if you guys sub, that's awesome. Super appreciate that. It supports the channel, and you can always unsub if you don't like our stuff. And that would be weird. But hey, watch this video. Gonna be some fun stuff. We're gonna be blasting stuff, and kids doing motorcycles out here. Yeah. I don't know, COVID-19. Tell them to go home. Loud motorcycles. Yeah, tell them to stop. Hey, you want to see some cars go to the moon and Jackson do some goofy stuff? Jackson do some goofy stuff? Jackson do some goofy stuff?
Ah! They literally are just leaving.
Oh, good, they're leaving. Okay, hey, let's go, baby. Got this completely M2C beefcake Arrma Talion 6S here. Props to Mitch Lufer and the team over at M2C Racing. Look at all this M2C beef we got on here. So we got basically everything you could possibly have from M2C on this rig. And you can see the bottom of this chassis. This thing's fresh. This thing's ready to go. So we got the standoffs, the new one, the version 2. Got some hardened steel in there, so a lot harder steel than they used before. And then we also got the motorcycles going by. Yep, got motorcycles going by. Got 4 motorcycles. Hopefully they're going to leave here pretty soon. We got the shock standoffs. We got the Bladderless kit on here. We got the front and rear hinge pin kits, the chassis braces, chassis, upper hinge pin kit, Arrma plate, just everything from M2C. So this rig is just going to go. It's running a 22 pinion, 6S stock electronics from Arrma. This thing's going to go. Slapping them down. Oh. Keep kicking up funny on that. That's a little over 100 feet out there. Oh, she is in the water.
That was epic.
Engine disconnected.
That was epic.
Almost laying on Jackson. I was trying to go slow, and she was not wanting to come around on me. That's a full-on nosedive at 110 feet. That's what I get for being lazy. I was trying to be slow on it. Man. That's a direct impact. I think I lost a body clip. That's it. Man, that is M2C tough. 110 feet. Nosedive. Man, M2C, baby. I don't know if too many trucks can take that straight into the ground. That was awesome. I didn't pull back fast enough. Arrma tough, baby. Got a bent drive shaft. That's all that noise is. Oh, low voltage. I lost all power. I think the battery got disconnected. Yeah, battery got disconnected. Battery got disconnected, that's all. This thing. I mean, that was a complete nosedive. Complete nosedive at 100, I don't know, maybe 110 feet. Oh, engine wire disconnected too. Yep. No, it's just the engine. All right, guys, now I know that thumbnail and this topic definitely stirs some stuff up, right? But let's talk about this, right? Because this is a subject that has been debated and will continue to be debated for some time for now, right? So let's talk about this subject. Is this the toughest RC on the planet? You know, there are a lot of other tough rigs out there, and you might own one of those rigs, and that's awesome, right? This is not my rig is tougher than your rig, or my brand is tougher than your brand. Let's leave the my out of it, you know, because some would argue that, you know, the Arrma 3S, 4S line, pound for pound, is the toughest out there, and that's a debate that can be made, right? But let's talk about this. Is this the toughest RC on the planet? Honestly, guys, you know, you got to decide that for yourself. You know, you see the punishment this rig took in this video. This video, I think, honestly says a lot. It kind of stands on its own. You know, could other rigs have taken this abuse? You know, possibly a few out there could have. You know, is it possible that those so-called elite basher rigs out there could have done these same jumps and broken? Yes. Is it possible that I take this same exact rig out to the same spot, do the same jumps and break it? Yes, it's possible that I could break it doing the same exact jumps, right? You know, and we might test some of those other rigs in the future. You know, that might be coming up pretty soon, right? Right? But honestly, you got to ask yourself, guys, you know, what are you looking for? You know, because there's different rigs, different styles, they perform differently, they have different strengths and weaknesses. And again, this is not a brand thing. This is, you know, hey, we're just having fun with this topic, right? But there is something about, in my opinion, the way that an Arrma handles, especially with these M2C upgrades, you know, something about the accuracy for big sends, hitting ramps at high speeds. You know, can all rigs do that well? Maybe not. Are there rigs that are maybe better at that? Sure. You know, maybe a Losi is a little bit more accurate, you know, a little bit better handling, you know, but we're talking about a well-rounded rig. You know, and there's just something for me about the handling of an Arrma 6S line, especially when it's M2C5 front to back, right? So, you know, when you're talking about a pan metal chassis for style for bashers, there's really no debating that an Arrma M2C5 rig is the toughest out there, you know, for those types of style of chassis, right? There are other manufacturers that kind of focus on different things. You know, this is what Arrma does and what they do well, right? You know, if you're wanting to really send it good, you know, this is, everybody has a different definition of that, you know, of what really sending it is, you know, but in my opinion, these are the types of upgrades that need to be done for an Arrma rig to make it handle this type of abuse that I tend to put it through. You saw the video, you saw the abuse, you saw the bad landings, you saw the low voltage cutouts, you saw me running it into a cement berm, you know, because I didn't have enough speed or whatever happened on that. You guys saw it all, right? You know,
But clearly, the chassis, when it comes to upgrades, is the foundation, you know, when it comes to M2C, supported by the braces. Then after that, you got the hinge pin kits. They protect the bulkheads, and they hold the arms together, and they send that shock impact away from the breakable parts and zeroes that shock out into the chassis, right? Then after that, you got the braces and the tower supports, you know, that's really innovative on M2C's part. You got beefy shock towers that are all going to contribute to making this one of, I would say, the elite tough bashers out there, the 6S M2C-ified Arrma line, right? The system, though, that M2C puts together, honestly just works together. They're designed that way. You know, anybody can just manufacture metal and just say, hey, this is a plastic part, throw it in a CNC machine, and all of a sudden, it's metal and it's tougher. And that's going to work, and that's great. And there's companies out there that do that well, and that's awesome for them. I love what M2C Racing does, and with Mitch Looper and Avery now coming on with the team, just designing improvements that really impact things on a whole nother level. Now, you look at this truck, you look at how much money's put into it. Yeah, there's money put into it, but it's an expensive hobby. Nobody said it was, right? But you look at these upgrades and you say, well, how do you get to that level, right? So I'm going to give you a quick tip and a quick breakdown of how I would go about getting my truck or getting any Arrma rig to a completely M2C-ified beefcake level, right? So how do you get there? Most can't afford to do it all at once. So these are the steps that I suggest. If you had to get one right off the bat, I would say get the chassis. The chassis is going to be the foundation. It's going to absorb a lot of shock and help with a lot of the weaknesses that are there, you know, especially when you're starting to send it bigger, getting more bold, and honestly, just mess it up. You know, we mess up a lot more, and sometimes we just got to own it and just say, I messed up, that's why something broke, right? Moving on. After the chassis, we got the braces, we got and after that, I love the tower support braces. That's one of my favorite upgrades that M2C has, right? Then you got those beefy towers. After that, I would say, get yourself some hinge pins. And then we're moving on to you know, your bladderless shocks and your standoffs, the auxiliary kind of extra upgrades that I think are very important. They fill in the gaps. Now, some of these things, like, you know, the Arrma plate and the pillow balls, you're going to want to upgrade those as you see fit, as necessary. You bend the Arrma plate, your steering's all messed up. Well, get yourself an Arrma plate earlier than I'm suggesting it. So these are just rough recommendations. So, you know, I appreciate you guys checking out this video. One thing I really hope, guys, is that I hope you didn't take what I said at the beginning of the video the wrong way. I was just joking about our subscribers, right? I love you guys. I so appreciate the time you guys spend. If you're listening this long into the video, I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you so much for your time. Like, comment, subscribe. I treasure it. I honor it. And thank you so much. Props to Mitch Looper, M2C Racing, and Arrma for putting out these awesome rigs. Hey, again, like, comment, subscribe. It's free. You can always unsub, like I said, right, if you don't like our stuff. And that would be weird. Hey, appreciate you guys. Hey.